Hi. Hi, America. Welcome to Day 6 of the Revolution to Fix Democracy. Happy to be here in front of the California State Capitol and streaming live today with the monumental goal of correcting the failure in democracy that we're faced with in this election. The political travesty known as the 2016 election has brought the people of our country together in disbelief. We're disgusted by politics, ashamed of our leaders, and feel as if our vote does not count. I have a hope for the future of this nation. I see a future where this nation's leaders reflect the values and principles of honorable and loving citizens. I dream of a day when we can vote for candidates we believe in, not simply the lesser of two evils. I have the solution. I need your help to build it. That solution is VoteMatrix. VoteMatrix is a platform for a better democracy, a democracy of well-informed voters, accountable politicians, a democracy where every citizen is represented in the polls, in legislation, and in Congress, a democracy that places trust with those who deserve it and empowers those who fight for the people. VoteMatrix is our hope. It bridges the gap between lawmakers and voters, and by taking the DNA of legislation, breaking it down into universal principles, using analysis from leading experts that you trust, filtering that information through your worldview, and ultimately providing you with intelligent, well-researched voting guidance and instant feedback to representatives based on your principles and those of their other constituents. This means that your opinion counts, your voice is heard, and that your vote is the right one every time, every election. I'm here today to make a difference, because if we don't act, nothing will change. Please join me to fix democracy by sharing or liking us on Facebook, tweeting your support on Twitter, funding our app development on Kickstarter, or coming down here and talking with me at the state capitol. I'll be here till Election Day. I'll be actually over on the that side over there. So to the left of the Capitol for the next 2 days. So if you want to hear more about the problems and my solutions to each, then keep listening. I'm going to open up the website and describe each of the top 3 failures in democracy and the plan to fix each one. And feel free to come down and talk with me, and we can brainstorm together to fix democracy. All right, bringing up the website. You should see in just a moment. All right. The Revolution to Fix Democracy homepage is here, and we have our links to like and share right here. So please do that. Our Kickstarter is here. If you do have money, please, we'd love to have your support. And then to join our Facebook or Twitter pages. And then here are the top 3 failures in democracy. So the first one we're going to talk about is lack of knowledge. So this is voter lack of knowledge, and we're using the hashtag VoteSmart to discuss this on Facebook and Twitter. So democracy is about making government work for you. But in our democracy, you're obligated to devote days of research before every election to ensure you know who and what to vote for. You're given biased information from each side and then are expected to listen to the media, search the internet, verify television ads, watch inconsequential debates, and then come to a rational and well-reasoned decision that matches your principles. The sad truth is that the majority of voters don't have the time or the desire to do this. So VoteMatrix is the solution. With real-time, personalized approval ratings on every candidate and measure, you have what you need to vote smart in less time by simply creating your personal principle matrix and defining who you trust to do the analysis. The VoteMatrix Ballot app provides you with the information you need to vote intelligently every election without tedious research. The app uses information you provide in both the principle matrix and the trust matrix to generate personalized approval ratings for each candidate and measure on your ballot. The second major issue that we're addressing with the VoteMatrix system and the Fixed Democracy movement is the two-party system. So you can use hashtag more than 2 to discuss this issue, and this is about democracy not being about setting up 2 clubs where members of each are our only options. We've been told by these clubs that a vote will be wasted if we don't vote for their candidates. And the truth is, they're right. Unless enough people agree to vote for a third-party candidate, then you are wasting your vote. VoteMatrix has a solution for this. With real-time principle-based polling feedback to the media and voters, you know how likely your vote is for a third-party candidate to succeed. But more importantly, others know that you are supporting that third-party candidate, and together we can prove before we vote that our vote is not a wasted vote for that candidate. Finally, the accountability is the third major issue and failure in democracy, and you can use hashtag #RepresentUs to discuss this online in the social networks. And this is about after Election Day. Your elected officials are in office, and they have little need to cater to your opinions unless those opinions happen to be represented by a political action group, a union, or a company. They instead heed the call of wealthy campaign contributors, lobbyists, and other members of their party who promise them political favors. The sad truth is that after Election Day, your voice is mostly lost to them. So VoteMatrix is the solution. Providing real-time principle-based legislation feedback, your representatives know exactly how you and their other constituents want them to vote and which bills they should support or author. Every action by that politician is then tracked in the system and then either raises or lowers their instant approval rating based upon your principles and their constituents' principles. And that affects their ability to win the next election. This, combined with an educated electorate and third-party viability, reduces corruption in politics to a minimum. So those are the top main three failures in democracy, and how this VoteMatrix system will address those. So if you want to talk about that, please join our Facebook page, have a conversation there, or tweet about us on Twitter, or share us any way you want. Get the word out, because we need your support to build this system. This is in development. It's not for this election. This is for the future, to prevent what we're seeing in this election from happening again, and in previous elections. We want the best candidates to stand the best chance of winning the elections. And to do that, we need to join together and support this movement and vote smart on Election Day. The VoteMatrix Principled Voting System is the name of the suite of apps or modules that make up the VoteMatrix app. The first one is called the Principle Matrix, and this is the real foundation of what VoteMatrix is. This is where you go in and define what your principles are and rank them according to your preference. So whatever's most important to you, you rank at the top, and then whatever's least important to you, you rank at the bottom. So you rank these by major groupings of principles, so whether it's religion, military, budget, and you just order them which one's most important to you. This is then used by our other systems, the VoteMatrix Ballot and the VoteMatrix Gov and the Trust Matrix systems, to help provide you with the information you need to vote based on your principles on Election Day. So the next major component is the Trust Matrix app, and this is the app that helps you determine who to trust for doing research on certain candidates and measures. So in our system, you don't have to trust the VoteMatrix analysts. You don't have to trust any of the major news organizations. You get to choose who to trust, and you can trust a relative, you can trust a friend, you can trust anybody in the system who's willing to go out there and do the research and put that information in. One of the major features or functions of that system is the bias block feature, and this keeps their principles from affecting your principles. So if you trust your uncle, your dad, your mom, whoever it is doing the analysis, you may have slightly different principles than them, but you can still trust them to go out there and research the issues. And what they're doing is they're just matching line items in a bill or candidates' specific actions to universal principles. They're not directly suggesting anything to you, and in this way we're separating we're providing checks and balances in the system so that your principles their principles don't affect how the recommendations show up in the system based on your principles. So there is this bias block feature that is very important in the system, and that will ensure that the recommendations we provide are accurate and you can trust the recommendations.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
What is this?
This is VoteMatrix. You want to talk about fixing democracy? You're welcome to join. Come have a seat. We are live streaming to YouTube.
Oh, we are? I do
Yeah.
YouTube.
Oh, great. Awesome. What's your name?
Jaden McKnight.
Jaden. I'm Robert Freeman.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So we are VoteMatrix. We're
Yeah.
starting a revolution to fix democracy. So you guys probably can't vote yet, but
Nope.
how long till you guys can vote?
3 years.
3 years. Perfect. So we're building a system that allows you to go in and define your principles, and then on election day, we do all the research for you and provide you with feedback on what is the best candidates, which are the best measures for you to vote on election day. So we have trusted analysts, so you don't have to trust our system. You define who you trust to do the research for you. So if you trust your union, when you get a job, you trust your union to do research for you based on your specific field of work, or you trust your religious leader to do research on issues that are based around religion for you. So you can trust your specific representatives to do the research for you. And this way you don't have to trust just random sites you go to on the internet. You're trusting specific people that you define in our system. So there's 4 major apps in our system. There's the principle matrix, where you define your principles and how you believe on different things and rank them in order of importance. Your trust matrix, where you define which peoples you trust to do that research for you. And then on election day, you go to the VoteMatrix ballot, and it'll show you all that information. You can drill in and find out how you should vote, and share with your friends why you're voting a certain way. So you'll have the information to back up your vote on election day. And then finally, the VoteMatrix Gov app is after that a politician gets in office, right? You still want them to represent you. So we track everything they're doing in office, and then notify you if they're messing up. And then when it comes to the next election, you'll have the information you need to vote them out of office on the next one and share with your friends.
Oh, that's good.
So we really could use your support. Share with your friends. We're on Facebook and Twitter. And if you have any questions or anything else, any opinions you guys have about what's wrong with democracy or how we can help to fix it, then I'd love to hear about it.
I think Donald Trump should be deported to Mexico.
Donald Trump, and that's kind of why we're out here. I don't believe the top 2 candidates.
No, I think Hillary should go to jail.
Exactly. It is the worst of 2 evils, and I think this is the perfect time to start a revolution in democracy to help us vote smarter. Because when it comes down to the primaries, that's when these 2 candidates were chosen. People vote based on name recognition primarily. These are the 2 most popular, most well-known candidates. So we're getting away from that. We want people to vote based on what their personal principles are and who the best candidate is.
Because that's like not who's the most popular name.
Right.
That's retarded.
Why should that matter? Why should that matter? Why should it be about who has the most money, who is the most popular?
It should be
who can do the best job. Yeah.
Yeah, and support this country.
So that's what this movement's all about. And we have research. For those people who are voting in this election, there's several sites that you can go to here on the bottom section. We have resources that are currently available while we're building this system to help for the next. When you guys go to vote, hopefully we'll have this system in place so you get the best candidates for you and the future of America. So any other comments about this election or democracy in general?
No.
Well, it was great talking with you.
Nice
Please support us on Facebook and on Twitter.
Nice to meet
Thank you. Nice to meet you guys. Have a good day. And I love talking with you guys. So if you want to come down to the state capitol, I'll be here for the next 2 days. And this is brand new. This is day 6 of this revolution. So we need all the support we can get. If you know anybody who is willing to help us fund the app, we'd love to get in contact with those people because it's a big job for one person or a few people, but it's completely doable if we get enough support. So if we can get maybe like 14,000 likes on our Facebook page, then I can probably bring this to investors who are willing to fund the complete system, and we'd have it ready within 2 to 4 years. So it's really important to share this. It's really important to get the word out and to start talking about the issues in democracy, and sharing my idea on how to fix them and these other resources as well for the current election, because you can go to iSidewith, you can go to VoteSmart, Vote Easy. They provide really basic form of Principal and VoteMatrix ballot app functionality that you can go to. But we do recommend that you validate their recommendations, because they are just more statement-based than true research. The Secretary of State's website, that's the de facto standard for researching your ballot issues and candidates. The PolitiFact, where you can verify if you've heard any of the candidates' debates, you can check their statements. This may be a little bit biased based on their analysts' views. So again, you're trusting each time you go to one of these sites. They act as what would be equivalent to a trustee in the VoteMatrix trust matrix. The Facebook Ballot is a great way to share with your friends. So if you have done your research and just want to share your recommendation, again, this doesn't include VoteMatrix bias block feature, but it is a great way to share the research you've done on specific candidates and measures and get the word out for your friends in the current system. And then VIP has a get to the polls. So it's kind of easier just to click on this one than to find out where you look on your Secretary of State's website. So you can go here to find out where you need to vote on Election Day. And then GovTrack is once politicians are in office, this is the best thing I think we have now to the VoteMatrix Gov app, which if you want to do your own research and find out which bills and votes that your current representatives are voting on, then you can go there and find out how they're voting, what's upcoming, and what legislation is being proposed. So it's a great resource. But again, all this is way too much work for the standard voter. And it's great to have these resources, but we shouldn't have to spend hours and days to find all this information on Election Day. And most voters won't. So that's why we're out here. And I'm just looking forward to solving these problems. So please like us, share on Facebook and on Twitter, and leave comments, and I'll go ahead and answer those as I see them on the Facebook or Twitter pages. And then if you want to join us, I'll be down here from around noon to 2 for the next 2 days. In front to the left side of the Capitol. I believe that is the north side. And I'd love to talk with you. So thank you very much for joining, and we're working to fix democracy.